Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I am your host, Ashley Live. This is episode 224 of my show, and powerhouse singer-songwriter Cait Martin is here. Cait's rendition of Harry Styles' As It Was earned her a four-chair turn on season 23 of NBC's hit show, The Voice. Her coach, Kelly Clarkson, said she was one of the best she's ever heard on the show. With her debut single, Georgia, released in 2023, Cait unveils her captivating storytelling and enchanting vocals, offering a glimpse into her exciting musical journey ahead. Cait's in the house. Let's get this party started. Hi, Cait.
Hi.
Hey, girl, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for coming on my show.
I'm so happy to be here. Am I close? Can you see me? Are we good?
I can see you. I can hear you. You look beautiful. And I'm so excited to have you on the show, talk about your journey and whatever else is on your mind tonight.
Okay. I'm like, am I in the middle? I don't know.
You are more than good.
Okay, great.
So I want to talk about the early years of your life. What originally sparked your passion for music?
I love this question. So my mom introduced me to Disney musicals when I was young.
Yeah.
Both of my parents are lovers of music. My dad, I get my funk, my soul, my jazz, all of that from my dad. But my mom exposed us to everything from musicals, Disney musicals, actual musicals, to Selena, to music, Elton John, Beatles, all kind of genres. So I developed a love of music very early.
Yeah. So talk about, obviously such an eclectic mix of music in your house. What are some memories from your childhood, maybe dancing or singing to a specific song?
Okay, one of the most vivid memories, my favorite singer of all time is Celine Dion. And my mom, she loves to wear an album out, okay? If she likes a song, she will play it. She will still to this day print out the lyrics for a song and just have them so that she can sing them and read them and sing along to them. And she wore out Celine Dion's Falling Into You album. And that's my favorite album of hers. And I just listen to it over and over and over again. And it's like that with Disney musicals as well. I will just watch the movies and just try to mimic what I hear. And as I've grown, my voice kind of developed into its own thing with all of these different influences.
Yeah. So have you ever seen Celine Dion perform live before?
Yes, actually. It was when I found out that her residency in Vegas was ending at the Coliseum. I'd always wanted to go and see her there for years. And then when I found out that it was ending, I was like, I don't care who's coming with me. I'm going to go. And my mom and my sister were like, okay, well, we're going. We want to see Celine. And then my dad at the last moment was like, well, now you guys aren't going to go without me. So it became a big family trip to Vegas. And we got like very close seats. And I am not anybody who ever freaks out over celebrities ever, but something about Celine Dion. I cried before I went into the Coliseum. I cried when she came on the stage. When we all rushed the stage at one point for, I think it was River Deep Mountain High, I cried at the stage. I walked out of the Coliseum, cried at the experience. So it was to me, one of the most monumental moments of like seeing an artist in my life, because she's kind of one of the major reasons why I sing the way I do and I sing at all. I developed my love from singing her music. So that was very special.
Oh, I love that you were able to see her live and have those moments with all your family members. Like, that's so powerful, especially because she's one of the main reasons why you are the artist you are today.
Oh, for sure. It was very special.
Yeah. And, obviously the residency ended and everything with her health, but I'm just so happy that you were able to have that moment in time. And then you look back and you're just like, she was my whole life. She is my whole life. And you're glowing right now, honestly. And I think it's also the lights behind you, but
my special glow lights.
Yeah.
They change colors. I can make colors. Is there any color you like? Maybe I can match you and do like purple.
Honestly, you can do purple if you want. I just do purple and blue because those are like my brand colors. But like, I like all the colors that you got going on because I feel like I'm at a disco.
Oh yeah, let's keep the funky colors going.
So yeah, whatever you're most comfortable with. So let's talk about your time performing on cruise ships. How have those experiences working with different musicians shaped your approach to performing?
Everything that I feel like I've done up until this point has been for a purpose to prepare me for something else or something bigger. The
Yep.
experiences that I got when I was on the cruise ship, I did a lot of musicals on those ships. But when you're a performer in that regard, like on the big stage shows, you only perform maybe about 2 or 3 nights out of the week. The
Mm-hmm.
rest of the time, I didn't feel like I was being, I don't know, pushed creatively, or I didn't feel like I was performing enough. And so I would go to the lounges and I would go with the troubadours and the guitarists and the pianos, and I would sit in for their sets. And, they can't wait to have a break. They perform every single night. And so I was like,
Yeah.
look, I can come up there and sing a song for you. And so being able to get up there and sing with them or give them a break, or sometimes we would even, when they weren't performing, we would put together like little mini sets, and I would come and I would do more than one song with them, and we'd do like a medley of Whitney Houston or like a medley of something else. And it got me really comfortable being able to talk to the audience and like go with the flow with music, because musicals, most of the time, you rehearse it one way, you sing it that way, that's it. There's not really too much fluctuation that you can do in your performance. But when you are singing covers and you have you go with the flow of the audience. And so being
Yeah.
able to kind of get that flexibility and that agility with the audience is something that I really got from doing ships.
Mm-hmm. I love that you went to even perform more on the ships, because like I feel like being on a cruise ship, there's so much going on. So you're either singing every night, performing as much as possible, or it's like you don't get enough of that. So I love that you kind of like were like, hey, I need more of this in my life. Like I'm just gonna take this opportunity and rock with it.
Oh yeah, it's very fun, and I still keep in contact with a lot of the friends that I've made doing that on ships too.
Hmm. So what's your favorite part about performing live for an audience?
Ooh, okay. I don't know. I think seeing people's reactions,
Hmm.
knowing that I'm doing something that is like resonating with them, like having them feel like they're into it, or even afterwards, getting messages or being able to speak with people if I've sang things that have connected with them in some way, right? I will often sing a song and they're like, this was the song that, my dad played with me for me when I was younger, or this was the song I danced to at my wedding, or this was before my mom passed away. She used to play this song all the time, and hearing you sing that really brings me back to that moment. So being able to perform for people and give them a gift of a memory, or give them something that sparks an emotion in them that brings them joy or peace in that time, that is kind of my biggest incentive for like live performing.
And that's so powerful, because I know when I'm on the audience at a show and someone performs a song a certain way, whether I know the song or not, sometimes I'm overcome with emotion, right? Like, and you
Yeah.
just, maybe there's a specific lyric, or maybe it's this, the like your stage presence. And that's got to be so powerful for you as an artist to be like, yeah, somebody came up to me afterwards and were like, I had this connection with this song, and thank you for just bringing me back to that memory in my life.
Oh, I mean, I get to do that when I go sing on TikTok live all the time. I will go sing like 3 to 5 nights a week. I mean, maybe not so much right now, but I'm actually going to go jump on TikTok live right after that, because we had a battle scheduled to go on and sing tonight. After we get done with this interview, I'm like popping right on live. So if you're watching this, you can go meet me on TikTok and I'll sing you some songs. But
Yeah.
people request songs all the time. Or, I'll sing something that I'm feeling in that moment, and someone will say, oh my gosh, I love this song, or this song reminds me of my parents or my childhood, or this song got me through. Like the other day, this woman said, this was, my song to my husband when I was, going through chemotherapy, and hearing you sing this really just like brought tears to my eyes, and it has connected with me. And these people, they become connected to you in a way that you didn't expect. And it becomes more than just, oh, I like the sound of her voice. They become, part of your family in that way. So I love being able to give that gift to people.
Yeah. Yes. And guys, after this interview, please go over to TikTok live, because Cait just gets it done over there. So I want to talk about this journey that you've had on TikTok, because you're on there, like you said, 3 to 5 nights out of the week. what challenges or rewards have you had by doing your TikTok lives?
So challenges, first of all, I didn't know what the heck was going on. I'm not a very computer savvy, and not just because I'm like not Gen Z. I've just never been good with technology. It's never been like my gift. So I can like figure out one social media platform at a time and focus on that, which is why I'm sorry, Instagram, you haven't been getting a lot of the love recently. I've been trying to figure out TikTok. But I have been, I realized that you can grow your fan base and connect with people in kind of a different way than you can on TikTok Live. You can meet with other creators, other people who are doing what you're doing similarly. And I think the reach is bigger. I go live with a creator every night, sometime, most nights, and she lives in China. And when it's 11 p.m. for me, it's 11 a.m. for her. But the first time I got on live, and it just randomly matches you with someone. I'm like, I'm a singer. I would love to sing you a song. And she's, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I sang and she started crying. And so now every time I go on, I'm not only singing for my audience, but I'm singing for her audience as well. So both people get to hear and see, and it just kind of pushes me out there to a greater audience. And it feels so personal. I get to be myself. And if the people like it, they stay. If they don't like it, they can go. It's not like you bought tickets to a show and the person's crap and you're like, I got to sit through this now. It's like you just scroll and whoever comes up. So you are able to really make real fans that way. And again, connect with people that you wouldn't have expected to connect with.
Yeah. And I love what you said about the reach on TikTok, because Instagram, no, like Instagram is not the business. Like Instagram is slacking in that department. And TikTok is really where it's at, because I feel like the algorithm, that will connect you with other musicians, other creators, people that like certain things. And it opens those doors for you. And like you said, you go live with other creators. So you're both sharing each other's fan bases, and people are just like, I kind of had a crappy day today. Like, I'm going to go on TikTok live because I know Cait's going to be there. Like, I just need to go.
It's that. Oftentimes people are like, I know Cait's going live tonight. I had a hard day at work. I know I'm going to get on there and I'm going to connect with them. And then also, it's not just me singing to a screen with no interaction. You get to know these people. You get to, learn about whatever they're willing to share with you. You get to learn about their life. And it becomes a very special part of their day when I can get on. And if I'm not on, we were away for a wedding this past weekend. Beautiful, the most stunning wedding ever. And we were out in the middle of nowhere, Georgia, had zero reception, right? I knew I wasn't going to be able to get on TikTok or like live stream. Right. And again, when I'm not live streaming, I'm not like a person who's just sitting on there scrolling all day long anyway. Yeah. But me, like having not logged into TikTok in 2 days, I had someone like my business email is on all of my pages, and they like sent me an email. They're like, Cait, I haven't seen you in 2 days. Are you okay? Like, I just want to make sure that you're all right. I haven't seen you and you haven't logged into TikTok. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm having a great time. I'm having a blast. I'm having a break, actually. But they really just become invested in you as a person and in your life. So the connections that you're making are real connections with real people. And just being able to just do something that matters to someone else, no matter if it's just singing a small song or them just coming on and you remembering who they are and asking them about themselves and asking them about their day. I think, the pandemic really forced all of us away from each other physically. And so being able to find moments to be able to come back and connect with people who still may be able to have the access or be able to get with people in person as much, or maybe the people that they're with in person they just don't connect, or they don't resonate with them. They're not in a space that they feel like they can be themselves or connect with. I have an opportunity to be able to bring that to someone, and that feels like a gift for me.
Yeah, I love that. I actually think TikTok is the most amazing thing ever, because I think TikTok not only can help you connect with other musicians and collaborators, you can hear other people's songs, but also like a lot of people like give good advice on TikTok. I'm like, this is like better than therapy.
Yeah, truly. Right? And it's instant too. It's not like you can watch someone's videos and love their content, and that's great, and you can save those videos and go back. But when you're on live and somebody is doing whatever they do on live. There's a niche for everything. There's people on there making slime. There's people on there holding Bible study. There's people on there just like selling clothes. You can instantaneously be like, oh, this person whose content really resonates with me is on live. You can go on there and ask them a question and they can answer it in real time and be able to help you or get you the thing that you're looking for. So it's like instant access.
Yeah. And I think with your fans, because you've built this community of people, like they just feel so much more closer to you. And I think as a fan myself of music, that's why I launched this show. Like we want that from artists. We can't get that from like these big, Hot 100 artists. Like that's why it's like invest in the smaller artists because they care about their community and, like that's what's really important.
I love that aspect of it. And I love that you're a lover of music. This is such a cool opportunity to be able to come on here. And again, thanks for having me. It's my pleasure to talk about everything.
Of course. This show was launched because I love music and I love like indie artists, but I'm also a huge fan of shows like The Voice and American Idol. And so like I watch these shows. So I'm a fan myself, but like it's also a place to tell stories and get the authentic story from the musician themselves. Because, right, like these shows and social media can paint you in one light, right? But like, what does the artist have to say about their journey? So like, this is unedited. I mean, we are live and in the moment. This is not edited. Like, this is you and me unedited live.
Yeah, very true. I won't sneeze on camera.
Yeah. So speaking of, in 2023, you were featured on season 23 of The Voice. Talk to me about what motivated you to take that leap and audition for the show.
Wow. So actually years ago, when they started doing virtual submissions, I submitted a video of me singing the song and they said, okay, well, we love your voice, but not right now. And I was like, okay. And every so often, every time they start casting for a new season, you just get this big generic email that gets sent out. It's just like, oh, audition for The Voice again. I'm like, I'm not auditioning for that crap again. I'm just kidding. But like, you didn't want me then, you don't want me now. But I was getting emails and I got this email from someone. It was just like, hey, we'd really like to get you on the show. And I was like, how do I know this isn't a scam? And he responded on a thread. He had been trying to get me to come back for like several seasons. Wow. Since I had sent in the initial audition. He was like, we would love to get you on season 23. I think you'd be perfect for it. We would just need you to just record a couple of other things and just go through this interview process, and we would love to get you on there. So I, recorded a couple of other songs to send in, just showing variety. And, I quickly got through that process to go through. And then, I think that started in May, and then by September, we were being flown out to LA to film the blinds. And you're out there for weeks and weeks, because at that point there's so many of us, and right. They're like putting everybody's like packages together, and you're going through interviews, and you're like learning your music, and you're rehearsing it with the band, and you're filming costumes, everything. So you're out there for a long period of time just to do the one song. And it was a whirlwind, plus because we still had kind of some COVID protocols, so we didn't really have a lot of freedom and things too. So it was crazy.
Yeah, I heard, and you can correct this on live. Do they kind of like make you stay in your room because they kind of don't want people to like talk to other people, and they don't want other people in the hotel like knowing what's going on?
Absolutely, they don't want you to know. I mean, the people that work at the hotel know, but yeah. Guests and things like that, you are heavily NDA'd, so you can't even really tell your friends and family that you're on the show. So right. They don't want people, because it has to be, the blinds are supposed to be like a surprise, right? So they don't want the guests there. They don't want anything that could potentially spoil who's going to be on the show to get out. So it's not like you're stuck in your room or anything like that, but just like large congregations in public areas, and like, don't go outside and like singing around circle and stuff like that. And, don't make it so obvious. But then we had the extra layer of just like COVID safety, where they're like, okay, well, try to not go into each other's rooms as much as you like we weren't really allowed to go into each other's rooms. And, we couldn't really leave the premises except for like the places that were, there was like a list of places that were okay to go. Like there was a little shopping plaza to get like groceries at like the Walmart or the Target and stuff like that. But to like go to the mall and things, they were like, you can't do that, because if you get COVID, there's nothing that we can do. And it's not a matter of just like trying to make contingencies for you. If you're in the battle round, you can't rehearse with your partner. You have to go. Like, and we had someone who unfortunately caught COVID and there was nothing that they could do. And so he got eliminated before he even got a chance to sing his song, and he was taking precautions. So they were just trying to do everything that they could to make sure that we were able to present ourselves in the best way. So, but it's hard staying in a tiny little hotel room all day long by yourself with the added pressure of everything else that's going on too.
Right.
So it was just it was, again, a whirlwind experience doing that.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about the day of your blind audition. How did that morning start? Take me through that day. What were you feeling?
I feel like I was up at like 4 a.m.
Mhm.
The little fun fact, I was the very first person of my season to audition for the coaches. And the way that they air the show is not necessarily the way that that it's filmed in.
Yeah.
So we didn't know who was going on the first day until the night before. And then the night before, I found out that I was in the first group of the day, which was like 6 or 7 of us. And then we didn't know until maybe like 15 minutes before the order of who was going on stage. So it wasn't until we were there waiting backstage in our Snuggies, because it was freezing cold back there, getting ready to go. And they were like, all right, Cait, you're going to be the first one to go. And we wouldn't put you first if we didn't think that you could do it. So it's just, you want to make sure that your voice is warm. You want to make sure that, I've never done anything on that scale before in terms of like live television and being able to reach that amount of people. And thinking back to it now, like, I can't believe I did that. That was a very brave thing to do.
Yeah.
So I was proud of myself for even just getting to that point. And was just saying, you only just need one person to turn around. You just need one person to turn around.
Okay.
And having the doors open and looking across the stage and seeing my parents on the other side, just being like, you got this, and going out there and singing the song. And Kelly turned within like 4 seconds. And I'm like, okay, all right, you got this. You can sing the rest. And then everybody else turned around. I'm like, okay, all right, you got this. You got this.
So, okay, yeah, Kelly turned very fast. And then you smiled, like, did you lock eyes with her? Like, because you saw her and you were like, oh, this is what's up?
Well, my eyes were closed when she turned, because the doom that you hear on the shit, that they don't do that live. All you do is you just see the person turn around. They put the doom when they turn around in post production. So my eyes were closed thinking something. When I opened them, I like saw her run and was like, oh, she turned around. Yay, that's amazing. Very exciting moment.
Yeah. So for those of you who have not seen the blind audition, Cait had a 4-chair turn. So amazing. I actually love all 4-chair turns, because the amount of fighting that goes on, and like, you got to come here, and Kelly wanted you, like, she wanted you so bad. She was like, oh, mama, listen to mama, like, do what your mom says. Like,
oh yeah, mama's back there, Kelly. I'm like, oh my goodness, mom.
So did you know you were going to pick Kelly like beforehand, or like, was there something before that, or did you just want to go with the moment?
No, it was difficult because Chance and Niall were brand new. So I didn't know what their coaching styles would be like. And Kelly is just a world-renowned vocalist. She's like a singer's singer, right? And so Blakey has like a lot of stylistic qualities and things like that, but he's very deep into country, and he's a lot of the time loyal to his country artists. Right. That I'm not sure that he, at the end of the day, would want to stick with me all the way to the end, or he would even be able to like coach me in the way that I think that I was looking for in that way. So I knew that like if he was the only one that turned, absolutely. But I knew that if it was between Blake and Kelly, that I would go with Kelly. But I didn't really know what to expect from Chance or Niall, because that was the very first time they had turned for anyone ever. And Niall even said that. He's like talking to Blake behind the.
I think we have a little bit of a technical difficulty. Guys, if you're in here, can you see or hear Cait? Because she looks stuck. She looks frozen to me. So I'm going to hang tight. Cait, can you hear or see me? Guys, if you're in here, tell me what you see, because I can only see a frozen Cait. Cait, if you see this, okay, she'll be back. A little bit of technical difficulties on her end, but once she joins in, I will add her back in. I think all the amazing stories that Cait was telling us about the voice, YouTube just was like not feeling it. All right, let me see if she's in here. Okay, I don't see her yet. We're just gonna hang tight. That's the fun of a live show, is you just never know what's gonna happen. All right, I think it may have been like a internet connection kind of thing. Also, who saw Cait's blind audition? It was absolutely amazing. 4-chair turn. She was the very first one to go. Let us know in the chat. All right, I'm not sure where she went. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna hang tight. I've had this happen a couple times before. This is just the waiting game. This is just what we do. So guys, if you're in here, who is watching this season of The Voice? Who are your faves? This is a really, really, really good season. So many incredible vocalists. Okay, I'm just gonna see if she, oh, there she is. I was gonna see if you emailed me. Cait? Hello, hello. Okay, I just see a black screen with a white circle. Is that what you guys see if you're in here? You know what? I don't see you, Cait, but I am going to send you a quick email. Let me see. I'm going to do it right while we're on live, because if I end this, the stream goes. Okay. The fun of doing a live show. Technical difficulties. Thanks, guys, for hanging in there. Okay, Cait, I just emailed you. Cait?
Yes.
What happened?
It's thunderstorming outside, so that could be why I got frozen or disconnected or something, but I don't know.
No worries.
I tried to reset everything quickly.
No worries.
Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. We have no control over the weather. I honestly thought the conversation was too hot for YouTube and they just booted you because they didn't want to hear what you said.
They were like, no, she's telling too many secrets. Get her out of here.
Yeah, that was not me. It was just something going on. But okay, weather issues, which we have no control over. Okay, so where did we leave off? We were talking about
talking about like Niall and Chance, yeah, as performers.
Of course. And if Blake or Kelly turned, you were going to go with Kelly just because she has been on a show like this before.
Yeah.
And she knows her stuff.
Yeah, I really feel like Kelly would have been the best to be able to help me get to the next level that I wanted to get to vocally. Like, she's a woman that can sing at anything and everything. And when they asked me, why would you want Coach Kelly? It's because with her karaoke, she'll she has this magic ability to take any song and make it a Kelly song, right?
Yeah.
That's what I like to do with my songs, is take a song and make it a Cait song, which is why I took As It Was and I like flipped it upside down and turned it into something that I wanted to sing, something that made me feel good and allowed me to connect to the lyrics in a deeper way. So I thought if any of the coaches up there was capable of doing that, it will be Kelly. And so that's why I ended up choosing her.
Yeah. And let's just talk about this rendition really quick, because you absolutely killed it. Like, when we think of a good blind audition, right? You, whatever song the person's singing, you don't want to sound exactly like the original singer, but you want to flip it, make it your own, and just like sprinkle some stardust on it. And you absolutely killed it. So talk about that arrangement, what you like best about it, why you think it stuck with the coaches.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I put that arrangement together with my vocal coach, Noelle Smith, shout out Noelle Smith, woo-hoo, I didn't think that they would even allow me to get that song, because you don't really get to choose your songs fully. They'll send you lists to make, like, okay, give us your top 10 songs that you would like to send on the show. Give us your top 30 songs that you'd like to sing. And then they ultimately send you a list of like 500 songs that they're able to get cleared. And you pick your top 10 songs and you order them first to last, what you would like to do. Am I a little fuzzy? Hold on. Let me see if I can. I feel like I'm a little.
Yeah, you're a little fuzzy. I can actually, you're frozen, but I can hear you. So it's kind of like just talking on the phone.
Oh no.
It's okay. I know you're here. It just, I know the people watching want to see your beautiful face.
Maybe we can, maybe I can try to get on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Try to get on the Wi-Fi. If you need to hop out, just do it. I'm
on the Wi-Fi. I feel like I'm getting on the Wi-Fi now. So maybe I'm not so fuzzy.
Okay.
Maybe. If I get better, it'll take a second to like get me together, but as long as you can still hear me, I'll keep talking.
I can definitely still hear you.
Okay. So, I thought that they would not give me As It Was. I thought that they would give it to a 16-year-old boy or something like that. And I said, no, I have this rendition that I would love to do of this song. Please let me do it. It was a way that allowed me to kind of, again, connect in a deeper way with the lyrics that were there. Yeah. And they were like, all right, we'll let her do it. And then when I sang it, I think everybody in the studio was kind of like, okay, yeah, no, this is a big one, which is why, even though I went first, they saved my blind audition for the last week of blinds that they aired. They're like, you're not going to want to miss this, and put it on all the promos and stuff. So I feel super proud of that one.
Yeah, it was such an incredible rendition. I'm so happy. I know you were like, only if I get like one chair, I'm good. But I love that you had a 4-chair turn. That is such a huge accomplishment, right? There's only like a couple people that can say, I'm on The Voice and I had this 4-chair turn. And you're one of them.
And I was Team Kelly's only 4-chair turn.
Yeah.
So there's nobody else that was a 4-chair turn that was on her team. So I was like super, super happy. And those are little things that I can take with me from the show, that when I'm not feeling my best self, or I'm feeling down on myself, I'm like, you were a 4-chair turn.
You were a 4-chair turn, girl. Hey, I would honestly, if I'm having a bad day, if I were you, I would look in the mirror and just be like, I'm a 4-chair turn.
Like, you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. All right.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes we get in these creative ruts, right? Or we just wake up one morning, you're just not feeling it, right? You're just like, what am I doing today? But you look in the mirror and you say something like, I was on The Voice, Kelly Clarkson, like, co-signed for me. Like, all those things can really build who you are up and just affirm that this is the right path that you're on.
Absolutely. I try to remember those things and be humble about those opportunities and those experiences. Just like when we had our super coach, that's when Reba came on, and I sang, she came when I sang All the Men I Need, Whitney Houston, and that was for, I think, the Knockouts. And I got up and I sang, and afterwards it was just quiet, and Reba says, well, I guess we can all go to lunch. And then she's like, I don't have any feedback. Like, she's like, I don't know what to say. Like, it was great. And so I'm like, I remember that Reba McEntire. I left Reba McEntire speechless. Okay, I'll take that with me. Check, putting that in the pocket and running with that.
Yeah. I think it's so cool when they have mega mentors like that on the show, just because it gives you guys an opportunity to be surprised at whoever is on the other side of that door.
Oh, yeah. It was so cool. It was so cool. I literally fell to the floor when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, Reba. I wanted to start singing the song.
Yeah.
My lips are planted in the like we used to watch Reba all the time, and she, Fancy, and we grew up on listening to Reba, so that was really special for me.
Yeah, and I'm so happy you were able to have that moment because now she is an official coach on the show.
Who would have thought? Who would have
Amazing.
thought? We're like, who's going to replace Blake Shelton? He's been on he's the only coach that was on every single season. You need somebody huge to be able to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, she can fill those boots for sure.
Definitely. Do you think if Reba was on your season that you would pick her as a coach?
Yeah, I do think I would pick Reba. I think that she's been around and she knows music and she knows voices. So I think that she would do right by me, I think.
Yeah, of course. So, okay, looking back on your experience, right? Because your season was 2 seasons ago. We're currently on season 25 of The Voice. So, what were some of your favorite moments or behind the scenes stuff that it didn't air? Like, what were some of those like standout moments for you during your season?
It's so hard to say. Like in production, you get to make friends with everybody that's helping you. Not only does it take a village, it takes a whole city in order to make a production like that run. And you get really close to the people who you're in communication with every single day, that are putting your schedules together, that are dressing you, that are in there with you doing hair and makeup, and getting to talk with the other contestants on the other teams. Like they usually filmed Team Kelly and Team Blake stuff together, and they usually filmed Team Niall and Team Chance together. So we didn't get too much time with those people, but we would always cross paths with the people from Team Blake and Team Kelly. And Team Kelly was like, we were strong. We all got along so well. I don't think there was anybody on our team that like wasn't like, I love this person. And since we had such a short season, it was like the shortest season we had because they had to fill a time slot. So that's why we had all those crazy twists, like the playoff pass, and we have to go down from 5 contestants to 2 in one round. And our playoff round was pre-taped when it's normally live. So they had all of these things that like, we felt like we called ourselves the DIY season because they were kind of making it up as they went along too. Like they changed it, like we're going to do something, but we've got to figure out a way to kind of get most of you gone in a shorter amount of time and to kind of make this work for us. And we had no idea what to expect. And because of them not always knowing what was going on or not being as transparent right at the top of things, we kind of just leaned into each other so much. Yeah. And I did my best to encourage the younger people because I have performing experience, right? I was singing on cruise ships. I've been in musicals. I've traveled and I've been able to do that. But some of these people, they were just singing in their room and uploading videos on the internet. They've never like stepped foot on a stage before. And they were taking this experience and using that to validate whether or not they should be doing this or not, whether they were good enough or not. And so I felt like in my old age and my wisdom and my experience to be able to kind of pass on encouragement, like at the end of the day, this is a show and they're going to do what's best for entertainment and for TV, and whatever decision they end up making going forward, it has no bearing on how talented you are or whether or not you're meant to be doing this, because you've already gotten to this point where like you've surpassed millions of people who would die to be in this position to just even get an opportunity to be in the blinds. So to always try and encourage them that way. And then everybody started calling me Mama Cait because I was just like, I was always just trying to be positive and just be like, you've got this, it's okay. And this is just the beginning. And even if you go home, like you now have this platform to kind of go out and do whatever you want to do with this. So I think the biggest thing that I got from that was the relationships and the bonds that I was able to build and what we were able to do after the show. And we go visit each other and in each other's cities and things like that, and talk to each other and promote each other's music when they're coming out and their shows and stuff. So it's really the family that we got from the season is what I keep with me the most, I think.
I love that. And I've heard that from many other people from The Voice. It is a straight up family. Everybody's supportive. The friendships are lifelong. It's kind of like for people outside of the music business, it's like summer camp, but like on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And nobody really knows the experience and what you went through except the people on your season.
Yeah. Nobody will get it because, and then again, now every season they're doing something different. I mean, it's been on for 25 seasons now. So they are trying to make sure that they keep the interest of the public on the show. And whether that is bringing in new coaches or putting two coaches in one chair or doing things like the playoff pass, they are doing things that might not necessarily benefit the contestants themselves in the show.
Yeah.
So it becomes super important to kind of lean on each other and really support the endeavors that we all choose to do outside of the show, because I mean, it is TV at the end of the day, you know, and like as before our season's even done, they're filming the next season. You know, there's people coming in to get fitted for their blinds and we haven't finished our season. So they're like, they're running through. This is their 9 to 5, right? For us, it's like, oh my God, this is a once in a lifetime. This shit, they're like, we clock out and we're going home. So it really is cool to have each other in that season, because our season was like not like season 24, which is not like season 22. It's very unique to your season is your own experience, and and it varies season to season.
Yeah. It's always going to be different. And the thing is with the people that are on these shows, everybody is so unbelievably talented. So for people to vote and only pick one person, it's just like you never know where the voting is going to go, who's going to win the battle. Like it's just like so up in the air.
Yeah, it is. And it's not about I think talent, like you said. Everybody is talented. It's just about who is bringing something different, who's bringing something unique, a unique perspective for the people that are watching the show that season. It doesn't matter if you are the best singer. It doesn't matter if you're the best singer. That's so subjective.
Right.
Like they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's the same thing with music. You can love somebody's voice, but not necessarily like go listen to their album because you don't really resonate with the music that they make in that way. So with shows like this, you kind of have to keep that in mind too. Like, okay, that person has a cool voice, but I don't like rock music, you know? So like or the people that are voting or tuning in to vote, like they might not like what you put out there. So again, it's just important to keep that at the forefront for anybody wanting to go out for something like this, to not use that as something to validate whether or not you should be doing it or if you're good enough to be doing it. You absolutely are, always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And this is just a step in your journey, because whether you get to the blind auditions or you don't get to the blind auditions, whether you are top 10, top whatever, like it's just the fact that you're following your dreams. And like you said earlier, you applied for the show many seasons ago, and then that guy was still trying to reach back out to you.
Right. Like I didn't magically become a good singer by the time that I finally decided to do the show. I was a great singer then. I'm a great singer now. And so it all depends on if I was right for whatever direction they were choosing to go in at that particular time period. And they will often bring out more people than they have space for. Right. To see, because some people won't be able to do well on camera, or they'll get too nervous in the interviews, or they'll get too nervous in the rehearsal process and they won't be able to like get through it. So there are just all sorts of, or maybe two people that have the great voice, but they're too similar and their stories are too similar. They'll choose whichever one they think is going to perform better on the show, or think that the audience might like that. Because again, it's TV. So all of that stuff plays a role into it. Talent is the baseline, and then it's everything else that comes on top of being that. So to keep that kind of stuff in mind when you're, auditioning for shows like this and watching shows like this person is great, but there were probably like 100 other people that we didn't even get to see that didn't make it for whatever reason. So
Yeah. And it's just a step in your journey. I'm so happy you were able to be on the show. You killed it on the show. I'm so very happy that this platform, introduced you to so many more people, because I think when you go on a show of this caliber, the first time it airs on national TV, it's up on the YouTube channel, right? Like there's just an influx of people that just come out and support you. What's that feel like?
That's amazing. Well, they like used me for a lot of the promotion for it. And they leaked my blind audition, which means that they released it on YouTube, on like Rolling Stones, on Billboard 100. They released it the Friday before Monday, which was when the show aired. So I was actually, they actually released it on my partner's birthday. So I was sitting there having breakfast with his mom, and all of a sudden my phone just starts going ding, 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 on like a Friday. Because we figured they saved me for the last week of the blinds. Okay, my audition has to be aired, because they don't tell you when they're going to air your episode, because there's several weeks of each round. So we figured, okay, well, they're saving me to the last week of blinds. But I just figured that they would save me till Monday, and they would leak one of the younger kids or something like that. And so when they leaked my audition and everything's happened, it happened on the Friday before. So that really just blew my mind. And that video, it like went viral, and it got like 1 million views on YouTube, and everybody's reaching out to me. And I'm like, no, still go watch it though on Monday when it airs. So you can see the story, and you can see, because we don't know how they're going to put our package together. We don't know what we go through hours of interviews. We don't know what pieces and what parts of stuff they're going to take to make the most interesting story for you. I just knew that I didn't want them to like harp too much on, like any sort of tragedy or grief. Because they'll often do that too with contestants, is they'll like get the pity vote in there before the people even sing. So you're just rooting for them because they've been through some sort of trial. And I'm like, no, I want to get by on my talents and my merit without having to use the sympathy vote to get forward. And so I was really, really fortunate that they didn't do that for me in particular. And just being able to watch everything. We had like a viewing party that Monday with my family, and a bunch of family and friends came out to watch it with me, and they're just screaming and they're just cheering and they're so excited. And it was just such an amazing time.
Yes, I am so happy that you had that experience. You can always look back so fondly. You have lifelong friendships and creative people that you were able to connect with from the show as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to do more and to keep building these friendships and relationships with these people and see what they do with their art. Because I mean, wow, we had such a talented season. There's a girl named Kylie, and she's on TikTok all the time, and she has such a stunning voice, but she's an incredible songwriter, and she writes from such a deep place, and she just puts snippets of her songs on TikTok all the time. And I'm like, hello, like, is anybody saying this? Are you guys hearing this? Like, she is a superstar. Like, it's amazing, like her talent. And then we have one of my closest friends who is on Team Kelly with me, Allie, she's deaf. Like, she's deaf, and the way that she hears and interprets music and sings and creates the runs in her head and puts that out to the audience, you would never know that she had any sort of impediment in any sort of way. And she just blows my mind every time she sings too. So I'm just honored to have been in a season with such incredible other talented vocalists, and just can't wait to see what they do too.
Yeah, so kudos to everybody from season
23
of The Voice. Like, we could literally talk about everybody on your season, but this is about you. So let's talk about your debut single, Georgia. Walk us through the creative process of this project.
Yeah, I actually wrote this song. I started writing this song a few years ago when I went up to New York and was auditioning for some musicals up there. The first time I did that, I don't know, maybe I was like 25 or so. And I just had no idea what I was doing. And I didn't really feel like I was Southern until I left, until I left Georgia. And the things that I love about being in nature and just the calmness of being near water and my family and being so deeply connected to it. And this song just kind of came out of this longing for this place that I grew up in, and it just kind of came to me. And then many years later, during the pandemic, actually, I decided to finish this song. And the artist that I ended up producing it with, he moved out to LA. So I went out to LA after The Voice and recorded a couple of other songs that are coming out soon with him. But Georgia was really like my baby, and there were so many songs that I could have chosen to like put out first, but I'm like, let's just, as a baseline, get this out of the way. Okay. Like, I'm a Georgia girl. Okay. Yeah. I'm a peach through and through. So whatever comes after this is great. So I love Georgia, and Georgia's always going to be one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. I love that was the first song you came out with, right? Because it's such a huge part of who you are. And I feel like your debut single, right? You wanna hit it right.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of it. And the music that I have coming after goes in so many, it gets so much bigger because I have a big voice, and it's a matter of knowing when to temper that, when to go big, when to like, I've recorded things and I'm like, actually the song doesn't need like belts on it. It just, it needs to feel a different kind of way. Singing every night on TikTok and performing on cruise ships and doing things like that have kind of helped me figure out when and where to use the power in my voice and when to use the softness and how to better tell stories and to connect with people. You can't connect with people unless you talk to them and unless you have time with them, and being able to do that in person on stage and also on live on TikTok and things like that too has really been able to help.
Yeah, I think the connecting is so important. I feel like on The Voice, they actually talk about that. Like, I feel like you need to connect with the song. If you don't connect with the song and you're just singing, like, we don't feel it, you don't feel it. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, truly. That's the most important thing for me. Like, if I'm not connected with the song, you can make anything, like if you're a good singer, you can kind of get through the song. But that next level of being able to feel something and not just be able to feel it, but to give that back out, that's the thing that makes the difference when people go, oh, that was a nice song, to like, oh my God, this is my song. This is the way that they sing this. This has moved me. And that's what I want to do every time I sing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So many musicians find strength and inspiration during difficult times. How has performing helped you navigate your journey with grief?
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, we lost my sister just very suddenly. I was actually on a ship performing and she felt ill. And we thought she was going to be okay. And a couple of days later, just she had not gotten better. And I flew home, and within 7 days, we didn't have her anymore. And so that, being such a very close knit family, that really it shook us. I didn't know how to move forward. And this was just a few months before the pandemic actually happened. So I was going to get back on a boat and go work. Thank goodness everything, the whole world shut down, and we just were able to just be still and have that moment. But it kind of broke me down to my bottom level of nothing. And I had to figure out where I wanted to go from there. Because I could have stayed with my folks and been in our little grief bubble together, but it was actually getting on Instagram live and singing songs for my family when everybody was so disconnected, and realizing that I had something that could bring everyone back together, something that could bring light in a really difficult time when everyone was losing so many people left and right, so many lives lost during that time. And to be able to give something that give a little bit of light in that way was the thing that slowly started making me find my purpose in music and in performing again. And it kind of helped narrow the line of vision with what I wanted to do with my artistry. As so far it was just like, I just want to sing, like whether that's on a cruise ship, whether that's, in a musical, I just kind of want to sing, and I would sing anything and everything. But now, as we've spoken about so much during this interview, it's important for me to be able to connect and resonate with the things that I'm singing, and the people that I'm singing to be able to give that. That is, I realize, the gift that I've been given. It's not just for me to have to keep to myself or to sing to my very small cat who is right next to me. It's to be able to give, because it does have the power to heal and change. And the more I can get my voice out to help other people and to change lives, then that is kind of my purpose in my artistry at this point.
Mm-hmm. And I am so very sorry for your loss. I mean, right, you go through this huge life-altering loss, and then we have COVID, right? Like, it's just such a surreal experience to go through.
Yeah, it was it really just feels like a fever dream, that whole period of time, and not really knowing how we all got through it, but just, again, finding ways to connect. You really realize the importance of connection and how vital human interaction is, right, to just to survival. And when you can't go anywhere, you can't see anybody, you can't do anything. The people that were like living alone during that period of time, like bless them, because I have my parents, and don't, believe me, we got at each other's necks sometimes, being off and cruising the seas, and then just all of a sudden coming back home and being back home with your folks, just 24/7, going through the grief period, going through the losses of COVID and everything else, just experiencing all these emotions, these feelings together in one space with these people. It was such a difficult thing to get through, but like fortunate that we had a home to be in, you know, fortunate that we were able to have assistance to be able to keep eating, keep living, keep surviving during that. So you really find ways to be grateful and humble about life and your connections. And I'm just, my parents are I love them more than anything in the world. My family is the closest thing to me. So I'm just very grateful for them. And me being on The Voice is something that after that whole season of grief was able to just like have my family and my friends come together and have something to cheer for and something to root for. And so I wanted to do good and go as far as I could, you know, for them. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions that I have for this evening. But do you have any final words for the room before I let you go?
You guys follow me on everywhere. Cait Martin Sings, and live your dreams, go for your dreams, work very hard at them. There's a lot of people out here trying to go for the things that they want, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't. It just means that you work hard and you really focus and you hone in and you try and you fail. I feel like it's important for the younger generation to know everything is filmed and everything is captured and put online. And that wasn't how it was when we were growing up. We were able to like do something, look foolish and be humiliated and then move on from it. Yeah. Everything lives forever on the internet now. And so kids are like, oh, they're trying to be perfect and they're afraid of that. And they're not really going after the things that they want to do because people are telling them, oh, you're bad at this. You're terrible at this, but you got to be bad before you're good. You got to fall before you can fly. So to not let those things and let people get you down and really just continue just pursuing, practicing, building up that thick skin and that resilience to go after the things that you want to do, and you will get better and you'll get the support that you need along the way. So just keep going, keep trying, keep flying.
Yeah. Follow your passions. Don't listen to what anybody has to say and just live your true purpose.
And it may come later in life. Like it didn't come from me when I was 20 years old. Like some people find it at 16, but then by the time they're 30, they don't want to do it anymore, you know? So for me, I took my time with my journey, and I feel like I'm right where I'm meant to be in my life with the gifts that I have. And right now I am doing a one-woman show at this brand new, beautiful restaurant called Damsel in downtown Atlanta. I'll be there 5:30 to 6:30 every day that they're open from Tuesday to Saturday. And awesome. I will be singing standards, modern songs, but it's just a beautiful show. I'm in diamonds. It's like I'm in a gown and it's stunning, but it's so great to be able to hear people say like, you're so good at this. I'm like, it's taken time. Yeah. It's taken years. It's taken practice. I used to like not know what to do with my hands, or I would look down, or I would close my eyes when I sang. I had to learn. I had to grow. I had to try and fail and get better at these things in order to be in the position to be able to do these things. So you just got to keep going.
Keep going. Follow your passion. Put the hard work in. If it's, you need to ultimately do what speaks to you. And can you tell everybody where they can find you, the name of the restaurant, how often they can see you there?
Absolutely. I'll be at Damsel, which is on Howell Mill in Atlanta, 5:30 to 6:30. You don't need a reservation to go. You can sit at the bar if you'd like, but reservations are wonderful. They have a whole other show that starts at 6:30 and goes to the evening as well, with beautiful dancers and cabaret and whatnot. But my personal one-woman show is at that time. I will be releasing music soon, so please go and follow me everywhere. Cait Martin Sings. That's CAIT. Martin Sings for all updates on everything. And after this, actually right now, we got a battle to go on TikTok. So I'll see you later.
Yeah, guys. So after this interview is done, head on over to TikTok and go see Cait. Guys, Cait, thank you so much for coming on this show. This was so much fun. I know we had a couple technical difficulties, but it's all good because the conversation just flowed. And I am so very grateful and appreciative of this conversation. Thank you for doing what you do. I am so very excited to have you back. Please come back on when you release new music so we can push
I
it.
will. I will. I absolutely will. I love being on here with you, and thank you so much for having me, Ashley.
You're so welcome, guys. If you don't already,
You guys follow her.
Yes, please make sure to follow Cait Martin on everywhere on social media. And if you're new here, I'm Ashley Live. This is Vibin with Ashley Live. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much again, Cait.
Bye.
Bye-bye.